Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the It's Okay to Cry podcast. We're the It's Okay to Cry
Hello.
team. I'm Misha.
I'm Arthur.
I'm Dan.
Yeah.
And we're very
It's hard to
professional.
coordinate.
Welcome to your favorite podcast about media, games, and everything in between. Yeah. I think we're
Lots
gonna start
more
with
of the in between.
Yeah, there's very little in between games and media as games for media. I need to work on that tagline.
Yeah. We're It's Okay to Cry Entertainment and we still have no opener.
Oh, and then open your beer. That's just...
Oh, that's
That
good.
would be a good one. That would be a good one.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay. So I think a small Corona update is due.
yeah.
To start the
Arthur and I
podcast.
survived.
Barely. Barely.
Yeah,
he did.
I might.
And Misha and I are still vulnerable.
Yep.
I might not have had corona.
Oh,
It might
really?
have just been a flu.
Oh, okay.
But I hope to God it was corona.
Well, I'm not sure either, but I had and coughing and headache and difficulties breathing and shit.
Yeah,
so.
you almost died. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's corona.
We're very happy to have you here. Let's keep it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had just a shitty week and. Well, I mean, it wasn't a shitty week. It was like
Just
the
not
orange
fine.
the orange diarrhea level of shitty
Oh.
week. You know, like the.
Week. It was week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I
it
don't
was
like
honestly
how
one of
hard
the
I can
worst
relate
weeks
to
of my
this.
life. Right.
But in other news,
Okay, well.
everything's cancelled. So,
So we're homestuck. Everyone's
theoretically,
homestuck.
we're going to have time to work on a new project. Because the old project that we were working on, Grayspace, well, so I mean, it's done.
Well, it's handed in.
It's handed in.
Yeah.
Which means that we have no obligatory game assignments for the foreseeable future. Which means we're
Well,
going to
we
work on our first actual Okay to Cry project.
That
theoretically.
isn't from the uni, but from ourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is
Gonna
great
be an
because it means we
OG.
can properly release it and shit. And,
Yeah.
take as long as we actually need to make it a playable game.
Yeah, we just need to figure
Yeah.
out what we want and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's great. What's less great is that uni is confusing right now and we don't know if we're gonna.
Yeah, which might in turn take a bit more time
Yeah.
to figure out. So.
Yeah, it might mean we have to take an extra year on our uni, which is
Shouldn't,
upsetting to say the least.
but it might.
It shouldn't, but it might because we have to
But then again,
pass our courses.
how bad is it? For a few extra months, it's probably an extra half a year.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
Well, that's
it's
half year of tuition to pay extra.
True.
No,
Yeah,
that's
okay,
the
but,
good
like-
news. We can actually claim the money we have to pay from the uni.
Really?
Yeah, they've got this fund set up
Really?
for it. So I'm not
Nice.
saying you can just fill a whole year of courses.
You can't. You objectively cannot.
But maybe no.
Now hang on. Let the man speak.
I would not recommend this at all.
No, I'm still gonna try to pass my course.
Please don't try this at home.
Yeah.
It does not have the ICE seal of approval.
I think that concludes the Corona update.
Well, sort of. There's one thing I would like to share, and that's that I went shopping today. Well, grocery shopping today.
Can we get some
Very
effort, chat?
brave.
It's
Very brave.
it's the weirdest shit. Like, you know how when you go grocery shopping, normally speaking, people are quite awkward around each other.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
You super skill that, and it's oh god.
I know, but it's very weird actually. Because I've also gone grocery shopping somewhere this week, and it's like completely dead in the streets. There's no one, and as soon as you walk through the doors of the store, it's just madhouse. There's so many people, and everybody's hugging toilet paper, and it's
Everything was like fully stocked except for the pasta and the
and the toilet paper, yeah.
and
But-
the
Same here.
cleaning supplies and all that stuff. And,
Oh god.
Like, you know what I love? I was at the Lidl and there are a tower of toilet paper which was completely empty. Like, right next to it, a full stacked tower of kitchen towels. You know, like kitchen paper.
Yeah.
Nobody bought them. But like, they're effectively the same thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
like,
have you ever
Well-
tried to wipe your ass with that?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, I
Desperate
have.
times, my brother.
No, it works. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying
In my
it's not an
opinion-
experience I'd recommend.
Oh, in my opinion, it arguably works better than normal toilet paper because kitchen towels are sturdier, they're more absorbent, and you know
Yeah.
it's just
But they're
they're-
also much rougher.
yeah. But you just have a weak anus.
Yeah, I mean, that's very possible.
well,
I
It's
speak
like-
only the truth.
it's like you can wipe your ass with stinging nettles. You could also not, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
Yeah,
but
but I
don't.
mean, if you don't have a choice, it's a darn
I
good
mean, if
option.
the choice is between, pooing your pants or kitchen towels, then I know what I'm going.
you can
Or
literally
you could just
use
hop in the
your
shower.
left
But
hand.
I mean,
Or hop in the
yes,
shower.
that's also.
Or you know,
I,
like
I would go
But
for
I
the
mean, if you're
shower before
strictly
left
choosing
hand.
between these two options.
or like the
Yeah,
Telegraaf or
but why
something.
would you?
Yeah, just
Because, I
take
mean-
a paper.
It's
Yeah,
already
oh, yeah,
kind of
that-
shit. So
Or like
You know what
old
I love
stickers.
most about the...
I believe we have 500 IOTCE stickers.
yeah.
Hey, if
I
you
felt
wipe your ass with them, you have to do it with the sticky side.
Oh lord.
Bro, use duct
That's a
tape,
waxing
but use
job.
the sticky side of duct tape. Just take it out.
If you use
That
the
would just
non-sticky side of
instantly
duct tape,
wax
you're
your
gonna have
anus.
like shitty duct tape on your hand.
Oh god.
We
Yeah, I
freestyle.
thought we were recording a quality podcast here, but this
Yeah.
has taken a.
You know what I love most about the Corona update?
Well?
I think like 3 weeks ago when we did our first podcast, I jokingly put in as the first segment the Corona update because it was like such a thing
Yeah.
where we're like all like, haha, yeah, Corona update, that's very funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now,
And
3
now it
weeks
is.
later,
Well,
Oh,
I mean,
the tables
the
have
whole
turned.
country is
four
shut
and a half, I
down.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
And the economy is
Still.
about to crash and all that stuff. And
Yep.
speaking of economy crashing, I have to work again.
Ah, how about that?
Like all my work was cancelled because of Corona.
Mhm.
Like I work to oversee the renting of a building, and all the events were cancelled, so I was free while still getting paid. And then they put me on the day shift where it's in the school, and now I have to work 1 day a week.
But the schools are closed, aren't they?
No.
Huh?
You don't have to
No,
go to
the-
school, but if
Oh.
your parents work in a vital profession like healthcare or police or stuff, they can send you to school.
Hmm.
And I have to sit there and be like, "Hey, keep your distance," and then yeah,
Nice.
like
Well, I
distance,
mean-
don't die.
Yeah.
It's a
I
good
mean, at
reference.
least you have somewhere to go during the day. I haven't left my home in 4 days, I believe. No.
Yeah, I think
That
so.
being said, it's kind of the dream I had when I was 15. Like,
I know, right?
this would have probably been my dream life back
Like-
then.
5 years ago, me would have loved this, but now I'm sitting here with, like half depressed because I don't like it. Me
Mhm.
no like it. I want to see people.
Same.
Yeah, like honestly, games are getting boring.
Strongly
Like-
disagree.
Same. But-
No,
But let's hear his
actually,
point. Let's hear his point.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I am so bored that even games can't amuse me. Let's put it like that.
Okay.
Like, do you know how like you get bored and then you get grumpy and then you don't want to play games anymore?
Yeah, but
But
then,
then
I mean, you want to do
Which
nothing.
experience are you seeking? Because you're probably seeking social contact,
Yeah.
but you're playing
absolutely
games
correct. Yeah.
to ignore you from the way. So why don't you start up an MMO and start actually chatting with people?
I hate MMOs.
That was not the response I was expecting. I was like,
Well, because-
play some games with friends. No, just play an MMO.
No, but like
Or
actually,
just make
MMOs
your
are
own MMO.
MMOs are social media. Change my mind.
We haven't discussed MMOs on the podcast yet, have we?
No.
They are social media. So just use them to actually get to know people, talk with people, play with people, and
I can
socialize.
just use social media if I want to talk to people, play with people, get to know
True,
people.
but then you have to know the
Is-
people.
Is MMO? Are they used for that really?
Yeah,
Like I met a lot of friends on MMOs that I
I mean,
not
sure,
all.
but
I've
but
gotten a
lot of
lot
friends
of
in other
nudes from
games, too.
MMOs.
Nice.
I mean, I wouldn't argue that Minecraft is a social media.
No, but it's not an MMO.
No, but it's on MMO.
No, exactly.
Like-
But I mean, but I have met friends on Minecraft, right? So,
True, true. But I think that MMOs have this, like, a part of the fun of the game is talking with people, joining people for raids and stuff, and the fucking about at the auction house. I think that's a lot of social interaction that you don't get in just like multiplayer games. They're really
Yeah, but for
all
me,
about.
one of the things I really dislike about a lot of multiplayer games,
Mhm.
is the disparity between having played it a lot and being unkillable and being able to shit on newer people,
Mhm.
and then the game basically being so boring that, well, I mean, I guess I'll shit on new people because I've already got everything, and me being a new person who either has to go put in 200 hours into the game to reach that point,
yeah.
roughly, uh, or just get shit on.
This is my
Or
big
let-
problem with most
To-
MMOs too.
To be fair, I think that is like it boils down to two problems. One, the design of the game, which sounds really stupid because I believe that all MMOs have players that feel that at a certain moment, well, fuck, now I'm too powerful to make it fun. But like good MMOs will always have something to do. Like most players, even at higher levels or end
Oh,
game,
yeah,
will
but
have
that's
stuff
the
to do
point.
that's
Like,
fun. And the
it's
other thing is, I think it's probably your experience. Like
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've got
it might be
lot of
just
friends
you
who-
meeting a shitty person in an MMO
No, but
more
like
than just the
a
nature
lot
of
of my
MMO.
friends are like they get into a game, they really enjoy the game, then they want to play the game with me, which is fair, yeah. And then they're basically stuck being either in a low level because they're putting in say 20 hours a week, I'm putting in 5.
Yeah, this is exactly my experience too.
So that's why a lot of those games I just lose interest after a couple
Yeah.
of hours because I'm not able to play with my friends. I'm not able to keep my friends entertained. Why would I play?
Yeah, okay. Well, it's interesting because I never joined an MMO because my friends invited me to play it or recommended, or the other way right. I never invite friends to play a certain MMO with me because mainly because of this. Because I like that either if I start to play an MMO and I want to play with friends, I invite other friends that haven't played it yet to play it with me to discover it.
Yeah.
Neither we both learn, oh, this sucks, I didn't like it, and we just stop, or we both like it and go on, or one of us likes it and goes on. But then we're roughly at the same level, or I just don't play it with friends and make friends along the way from my level. Start talking with people at my level and communicate
Yeah,
because
the thing is I've got a great group of friends who I play games with, and yeah, well, so it's really hard for me to say I'm playing this game that can be played multiplayer, but I'm just telling you lot to go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
well,
Um,
you're not really though. You're just saying,
No, but I mean,
well, you can play with me, but it's probably not going to be enjoyable. So why would you play with me?
yeah, but
no,
the thing is, no, but the thing is,
I'm not
if
as
you turn
nice
that
as you.
the other way around, right? Is like the situation is we have a group of friends. Some people spend a lot of time on games. Some people like to play those games with the other people, but they don't spend as much time, right? And so inherently, if I'm say playing a game, I want to be playing it with those other people most of
Yeah.
the time, anyway. And I'm also not spending a lot of time on it, which created the whole problem in the first place.
Mhm.
So for me to then go and spend that very little time that I could then maybe spend either socializing and or playing with them, spend that time on playing another game by myself, that could be played multiplayer. That we
Yeah.
could be spending also, together as friends because we don't speak each other enough because we have very little time to game. It's like this whole circle. And then like that just feels weird. I think that's what Lumen's getting at. At least
Yeah,
that's how I
that's what I'm.
experience it.
And the thing is, in combination with that, I've had a couple of games that can be played multiplayer, where I've gotten into them, and me being a filthy casual, I play say 8 hours, and then someone's like, "Hey, want to play together?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I got stuck in on noob duty for a bit. I say, "Hey, dude, why don't you just go level up, and then we'll see how we get there." And then they, we get on the same level, and then they've gotten, well, I don't want to say addicted to the game, but they've gotten into the game, and I just, I'm not. And
Mhm.
then they want to play all the time, and I just want to play it once a week or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And that way I've had a couple of games ruined for me where I just can't play it anymore because people are annoying. Well, they're not annoying. They want to play with me.
No, they're not annoying, but it's like
Which is
just
basically annoying.
the difference in culture and the difference in way that you play makes it difficult.
Yeah.
I think Mountain Blade was it? Oh no, not Mountain Blade. The other one with Blade in it. I don't remember. That was particularly big.
I believe there's more than 2 games with the word
Yeah,
blade in
Yeah,
it.
no, but this is an MMO.
Destiny?
No.
That doesn't
Destiny's
have
one
the
of us.
word blade in
Doesn't have the
it.
word played in it.
No, but I'm thinking of what games that group played.
Yeah, no. I'll get back to it. Just move on. I'm actually gonna look this up now.
Oh,
It's probably
I
not gonna be
Blade
anything
and
like
Soul.
what I thought, but that's okay.
It was Blade and Soul, I think.
Oh, it might have been. Yeah, it was Blade and Soul. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. I
Yeah,
had
I
that
played
happen
that
where I was for the first time I was like, wait, this is an MMORPG that I'm actually really enjoying, and
Yeah.
then I had one busy week of uni, and everybody was just I couldn't play with them anymore.
Mm.
Yep.
Alright.
But in a way, I guess that also is the advantage of it, right? Is that it, like, for people that might be very motivating to think, oh, I want to keep up with my friends and like, you know, we want to grind together and all that. So I think there's also like a positive side to that, maybe.
Yeah. But like, I really see it as I think that's what you say. Like, you kind of get left behind very easily.
Mm-hmm.
Means that it's kind of counterintuitive if you think of it as a multiplayer platform, and it kind of very easily puts you in a position where you're left behind
Yeah.
and all alone. But I think that's the strength of why I think MMO is more a social media than a game, because by being left alone, it forces you to team up with other parties, to
Yeah.
create a raid group out of unknown guys running around the town that had the same happen to them,
Yeah.
and
True.
getting to know new people.
Yeah, I
That is a
get
fair
that
point.
you enjoy that, but Misha and I don't.
Yeah.
No, I
That's
think
the
I
thing.
would. It's just that I'm generally spent the
Yeah,
time playing games. I also want to spend socializing with the friends I already have,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I don't have enough time usually to socialize with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I was just thinking that if I had more time, I think that'd be something I really enjoy.
Speaking
know
of
what's-
which, I saw this really interesting video on playing a video game. From the same guy who made the what games are like for non-gamers.
Like
yeah,
it,
yeah,
right?
And it was really interesting because he hit on some points where if a game developer writes a story,
Mm-hmm.
then therefore inherently the role playing is impossible.
Okay.
So to speak, like because you have to progress the story, and either
Right.
your choices have so little impact that the story doesn't change. Uh, so you can roleplay, but you're just doing the story, and your roleplay isn't really, you're not really in your role. You're just imagining your own character.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can roleplay so much that you start optimizing your choices.
Right.
Because if your choices have actual impact,
Yeah.
then therefore almost always there is one choice that is inherently best,
Yeah.
or there are two choices,
hmm
and through that, role playing in video games is actually quite difficult, and that's one of the things that I like role playing, but it's really difficult to do that with a group of people in a non D&D setting.
Yeah, I was just about
Yeah.
to bring up
I saw the face, but
Yes.
and
My-
that's
My response to that was going to be LARP,
yep.
which is
But
also.
in a
Change my mind. LARP is just like live action D&D.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I was going to say. But it's also very close to a game, I think. I would argue it's closer to playing a video game than D&D is.
yes,
Because it has slightly more of that direct, interactive, like,
Mhm.
you are in the shoes of that character. You're literally performing the actions.
Well, that depends on the immersion. I think. I think a bad LARP game can be less like a game, like a video game, than a good D&D session.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
Okay, sure.
Then
But
again,
that's-
if
I have literally LARPed like 10 minutes in my life, so I am not one to talk about it. I would
I've
love
had
to
a
do.
but,
few
like-
really good and a few really bad LARPs, so I'm inclined to agree with you, but yeah.
I've had some really good and really bad LARPs as well. I think the good LARPs I had were with Misha,
Yeah.
and the bad LARPs I had were with other people who set up their own LARP, and it was really just. I love all those people, but no.
I wasn't there, I
Like,
think, but okay.
No, you weren't there. I was with a group of people from school, and yeah, Kenya was there as well. And it's like it was a weekend-long event where at around 5, I think, we would just go home and then eat and then sleep and then see each other the next day. And the story was bad. People didn't immerse themselves properly. Can the person whose phone is on the desk please remove their phone from the desk?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I think that's me because my
Yeah.
phone is kind of. I
Oh,
have to
right.
call via my phone.
Like that.
Wait a second. That's
Yeah,
okay.
just
It's now in silent. So.
yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's better.
Okay.
Um,
Wat was dat?
and where was I?
Zometeen. Sorry, parents going to bed.
So the LARP it was like they tried really hard on the story,
Mhm.
but people just didn't immerse themselves, and they
Yeah.
were just like, if we were to have LARP weapons, that would be the thing that happened,
Yeah.
and that's just kind of a waste of time, especially when it's like 30 degrees out, and I mean it's a lovely weather to do a LARP, but
Mhm.
not to just hang out in the park with the LARP weapons and run for no reason. Then
But I think
Right.
that's to go back to your earlier
Yeah,
point about RPing being very hard in games. I think that's a big part also due to immersion, because I think that even if you're as you said, like forcing your story onto the, well, not forcing, but
yeah, I get what you mean.
like putting your story onto the player with a set of choices that they can choose in. If you're really invested and immersed into the story, I think you would choose as you would do, or as you think your character would do if you're immersed in it, in that situation. So I think
Yeah,
it's
but
also
like
if
there's
you build a new level of immersion, it's easier to RP in the game.
yeah, but that's the thing. Like you either choose what the character they're immersing you into choose, or you choose what you yourself would choose, or you choose the objectively best option.
Right, and that's the thing that I was going. That's why I brought up LARPs, right?
Yeah.
It's like I totally recognize what you're saying from like me playing games, but in a LARP, I'm less inclined to do that. I'm more inclined,
Yeah.
even when I have, basically, right. Some LARPs there's no story, there's or very little main story that I am in.
Yeah.
I'm might as well be an NPC, but I'm not. I'm actually a player, and
Yeah.
I am more inclined to make the choices that my character would make than the ones that
Yeah.
might just be best for me in that situation.
Yeah,
Right.
that's.
Even though the choice is
Mhm.
very similar, I think, in a lot of ways. So I think
Yeah.
that
But the thing is, if you design your own character, which you do in a LARP,
right.
I hope.
Yeah.
Although I can imagine having a character designed for you might also be fun, but I digress. you are playing that character, and then you are able to choose, and that's what I mean by role playing, where you create your own character and then act out that character instead of
Given a character.
making your own choices, making the choices based on the character somebody else made, which
Right.
is
Sure.
one set of choices, or choosing the objectively best way to and easiest way to beat the game. And that's
I think
no, go on.
I think it'd be really interesting, as much as research as actual entertainment, to make a LARP where everybody gets handed somebody else's character
Oh, that would be fun.
actually be nice, yeah.
and see if people actually act out their character or not. Because I think that's a really interesting way to tackle that problem, or to have a look at that.
Yeah.
But I also
Yeah,
think
going
that
all scientific now.
Yeah.
I was thinking about like a while ago, 2 years ago, about a game that just continues. That if the player did nothing for like the duration of the game, like that were sitting in the start of village, it would still end. Like there was an actual timed threat, or because usually there is when there's like, oh, there's a big bad guy is doing shit and he's gonna destroy the world. Then the world doesn't actually continue until you do your quests.
Right. Yeah.
You can stop a quest, go side questing for like a month, even though they said the bad guy's gonna destroy the world in the next coming week. So
Yeah.
like if you actually have it that it will
Yeah.
happen in the next week, when even without the player's input, or
Yeah, I mean,
let's just say even if depending on how the player plays, someone else will take up the mantle as hero and save the universe.
Oh wow.
Like you can actually have that the player can be
that's
removed
very
from the
cool.
game and it still saves the
sounds
world.
really fun.
Like, maybe if you
But then
implement this, maybe people would actually play the main quest in Skyrim.
Then you have like, if you ignore the main quest, you can play the character you want and still have an interesting world and see the consequences of it. Because in most open world games now, if you ignore the main quest and play the things you want to play, it's kind of that the main world is on a standstill. It's like a frozen piece of time until you advance further.
Okay, guys.
Mhm.
Like, this talk reminded me of Mountain Blade, which is nice. It's like the progressing without you doing anything. It kind of happens there. I mean, the factions go to war and all that stuff, and then they take cities and stuff from each other, and that's really nice. So the the sequel to Mountain Blade Warband, Bannerlord, it has been kind of a meme because let me just look that up real quick.
Well, I'm gonna interject really quick, because this is what I think makes Mountain Blade such a good role-playing game, right? Is you really become a character because you're basically free to do whatever.
Yeah, so Mountain Blade Warband has been released in 2010. Right,
Wow.
so we've literally been waiting for 10 years on a sequel. So I looked up, is the release date known yet? And as of recording this, in 4 days, it will be released.
Oh.
31st. Wait, that's 5 days from now.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
How did I see nothing about this?
I don't know.
I didn't even get ads for this.
I think I've seen about one video on it, like, hey, it's about to be released, and then yeah. So I'm
cool. Because Mountain Blade Warband in these kind of does this.
Yeah, Mountain Blade Warband is one of my favorite role-playing games.
Mountain Blade Warband was fun. I've never played it. I never had it myself. I always played it at a friend's home, which means I couldn't role-play my characters. It was always just either you watch him play his character, which was fun, or you're with friends, so you're gonna fuck around.
Yeah, sure.
So I never really got to experience the game myself firsthand, but when we did fuck around, it was hilarious and fun. So
it's a great game. It's just I don't know the design of it, but I have to say once again, there is just a way to beat the game, which is you build a bunch of businesses, you do some mercenary work, you become a lord, you break your vassalage, and then you start your own kingdom, or you help your kingdom to power. Those are the options basically. But like the thing is, you do some tournaments, you buy some businesses, and you're set. And that part, I just find that's what I mean by you can't actually roleplay.
Right.
Although I have to say, in Warband, you can actually roleplay because you've got so many choices and you can do whatever you want. And there's
And also
no
the world
bad...
isn't literally waiting for you to do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like there is no bad choice. There's only a really good one.
Yeah.
And that's better than one being good and the other being bad.
Hmm.
I was thinking of Outer Wilds, I think it's called.
Outer Worlds, yeah.
Outer Worlds.
Any
Yeah.
of you seen that? The game that like restarts after a bit.
Yeah.
I was getting flashbacks to that when you explained your game. Because I mean, obviously it's very different because it doesn't do the whole role playing thing basically at all. But I think it, as far as I know, I haven't played it, but I've seen a bit about it. But I thought it was really interesting as like the world is happening, whatever you do, kind of deal.
Yeah.
And the fact that that game did really well, and I think is really interesting, proves that your idea you might be onto something here.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we've got a project. We've got time for a project.
True.
Or room
True.
for a project.
And
True.
Misha had a
I
very
don't think
ambitious
we
but
have
cool
this
idea.
much time for a project though.
Well, you don't know. You don't know. You don't know.
That's
and
true. I don't
Misha had a
know.
cool idea for a game, a bit ambitious, but we might work. We could work this idea into your idea
Absolutely.
Yeah.
if
Wait,
we
what
want to.
was your idea again?
We're not going to disclose that on the podcast for now, though,
All right.
as you know.
As you
Also,
know.
we didn't start production on this yet, so if literally somebody hears this, starts production earlier, they're just going to be like, hey,
Yeah,
you stole our
all
idea.
right. Yeah.
Looking at you, Menno. Fuck off.
Zeg een dollo.
So to
Zeg
I
me
don't know who you
dolo.
are, but I give you a shout out.
Just not a very positive one.
Very angry, but slightly erotic shout out to Menno.
Yeah.
Is there anything?
So, I don't know what I wanted to say anymore. I just said so.
I feel like the role playing thing
Oh,
has been
yeah.
played out.
The last thing about role playing, I
It's
do
not
believe.
been played out.
I'm sorry. Though it's true that games can be more or like better or worse at initializing roleplay or enabling roleplay, I do believe you can roleplay in any game.
Yeah.
There's no game you can't roleplay in.
Tetris.
But it does. You can roleplay in Tetris.
Okay, explain. I'm interested.
You are a god. Yeah?
Okay.
Okay.
Your job is to create this world, to put everything in a way that the world will be perfect. How do you do it? Because you can force yourself to roleplay. Like you can force yourself to say, I am angry at the square pieces, so I will never place one down. And just never, unless you're forced to, place a square piece. Or like you can force yourself to roleplay in any situation.
Right. Okay, sure.
But it takes a lot more energy from the player if the game
Yeah,
doesn't
exactly.
enable it for you.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
the thing.
Yeah,
I think
you're
where
right. Okay.
games are now reaching the point where the technology is so advanced that people have these insane expectations. Like me, I'm bitching about role playing in games. We know who am I to say your game is shit because I can't role play. I mean, but like the consumers are having so many options.
Mm-hmm.
They've got this.
They've become
Great.
spoiled.
Yeah, they've become spoiled, and it's really hard for them to step back and look. Hey, these game developers are actually doing the very best they can.
Mm-hmm.
And it's way easier to say, hey, but it doesn't have this or it doesn't have that. And I think
Shout out
that
to all game
is-
developers.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, yeah.
From the
So-
guy who just made a Hello World thing to the people who built fucking Skyrim.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
all of y'all are keeping this medium alive, and we thank you for it.
Freddie
It's
Love.
like quite
I mean,
narcissistic
it's
as well.
because, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, yeah.
Also, everyone besides
Just
because
You know what?
If
humankind-
anyone's seen our latest project, they would know we're killing the medium in a fast pace.
Yeah, that's why we're not releasing that.
Yeah, we're
Yep.
just gonna,
Gray space
This-
never happened. We're
I mean,
just gonna.
I,
This is
I
gonna
would
be the
actually be
last.
quite pro Gray Space too, but yeah,
I think
Redoing it
later.
It is
is a thing, but
Properly.
later.
it's like
I need
like,
time
if-
to
if-
rework the mess.
Yeah.
if anyone
yes,
says
same.
gray space happened, I'm gonna abduct you and I'm gonna go like, there's no gray space in Basing Say. And it's just it
There
didn't
is no
happen.
gray
space.
It never
you
happened.
can't prove it.
Oh my
Right.
god, I have never. Again, sorry. One last thing about
Yeah, no,
roleplay.
that's okay. This is going to be a common meme.
The
One
game-
last thing about role playing is
One last
definitely
thing
going to
about
become a
role-play.
meme.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever heard or played the game Kenshi, but it's
No.
it's so good. It's exactly like what I described. That you start out as a nobody. There isn't really an overarching storyline. It's just you get thrown into a world. You can choose if you want to start out as a peasant, as like a inhabitant of a certain city, as a slave. Just choose what you are, and you get thrown into this world. And there is no storyline to follow. There's no quest to take on like a main quest thing. It's just your
Oh,
You muted there.
R2 going all R2D2. Okay, well, we wait for Archer to get back.
yeah.
Um,
Technical difficulties, please hold.
hello, this is tech support. No, but I've
Am I
I've
back?
once read.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're back.
You're
Okay.
back, you're back.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, my internet died. So I was doing this on my hotspot, and they were like, "Yo, you're burning through your bundle real fast now, so we're gonna stop you right here." So yeah, there goes my 4G for the rest of the month.
Oh no.
It's okay. So what I was saying,
Okay.
you can be a miner for your whole time you're playing the game. Would be pretty boring, but still. You can just mine until your character dies of age, and the factions will fight each other, wars will be had, new cities will be made. Just the world does its thing without you,
Yeah.
and that's why I really like Kenji, because you can really just fuck around.
Yeah, there
You
was
told me
also
about
this
Kenshi. I'm
game.
actually definitely going to look this up, and we're going to have a discussion about this next week. Because I'm really intrigued by this game now.
It's 27 euros.
Right. Yeah.
Look at certain Methods Games, his Let's Play series introduced me to Kenshi, and he does an awesome job. Like, he really role plays the shit out of that game.
Yeah, speaking
And-
of which, we should start doing It's Okay to Cry gameplay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But
We
we're
gotta
going to have a
fight
follow-up
about that.
segment to this next week, where we're going to talk specifically about this game, and everybody can take a look at it if they want.
Yeah.
Do the thing.
Okay.
All right.
Is there?
Yeah. I was
That's
gonna introduce
everything I
a
was
topic,
gonna.
because
Uh-huh.
it's really interesting, because I think I saw one of the videos you just referred to from I think it's called Reykjavik guy on YouTube.
Yeah.
Who made a gaming for non-gamers
okay.
video.
He's called Rasputin, right?
We're gonna look him up, and
Yeah.
we're gonna link him in the description.
Yes,
He's
Because
very
I
cool.
think he's called Rasputin or
He's cool. He makes very interesting videos, and one of them is like the gaming for non-gamers,
Yeah,
or what
Rasputin.
games are like for non-gamers or
Rasputin.
whatever.
He also made how? Oh no, that was someone else. Oops, I said nothing.
And it's it's really good, and I think it's really important to see, and it
Mhm.
really hit me. And the funny thing about this is that I think this week I had a realization that I had this exact problem with strategy games, or strategy games, as in Civilization and Stellaris and these kind of, and Europa Universalis to an extent, where I got initially, when we played this with friends, I got thrown into Stellaris, and it was like I had no idea what I was doing. I was given a little bit of guidance by the people, but not enough to really figure out the game or like have any fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand this stuff. I didn't understand the conventions because this was a genre I don't play really, or I hadn't up to that point. And so it was kind of like, yeah, it's fun. You know, you click around a little bit, but you have no idea what your choices are doing, and everybody just beats you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't play the game for a bit, and then a while back, I got back into a game that a childhood friend of mine would always play when I went over to his house, and this is Civilization.
Hmm.
And I played Civ 5, and suddenly, coming from Stellaris, Civilization 5 was actually pretty manageable.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Civilization 5 has what Stellaris has, even more, where you can basically just tell any unit to automatically do the best thing. There are advisors on like a lot of stuff that like literally tell you, hey, if you want to win via this route, you should probably do this and stuff. And it actually takes you by the hand a lot more, and that combined with the little bit I had from Stellaris allowed me to kind of get into the genre and get some of the like standard things. And suddenly, while playing that, a lot of things from Stellaris started to make sense.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can
And
imagine.
I love that, and I'm now kind of like in the grasp of this genre, and I start to get why especially Lumen, I think, likes this so much.
Yeah, well, but I really love EU4.
Right.
I played it with the same guy who introduced me to Mountain Blade Warband. Introduced me to EU4. This was in, I think, 2015. I mean, by now he's become a real douche and everything. But I mean, hey, he introduced me to some games. But yeah, I really enjoyed playing with him, where it was indeed him just showing me the game, and then my shitty laptop, I illegally downloaded it, and then I had 2 FPS, I think, and I was horrible. And then later, with my old laptop, it was on sale, and I thought I might as well buy it, you know. So I bought it. A couple of DLCs in there, and I had so much fun. And then I introduced my girlfriend to it, who then went all out, bought all DLC, and we played together. We had so much fun, and now all the DLC were on sale for I think €17. So I just picked them up, and now I've been playing. Well, not non-stop, but I've been playing so much, and it's just I've got. Let's see, if we don't include the games, the hours I put in while I had it illegally, I've got about 400 hours in the game.
Okay.
I'm shit.
That's respectable.
I'm well, no, I'm not shit, but I'm like not great at the game, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So and I really like that, where I can have fun, but there are still some things where I know I can't overcome those challenges. You know what I mean?
Right.
So and that's really, I really enjoy that.
It's like the early days
Combine
of
that.
playing League all over again.
Yeah, exactly. It's like playing League, but then without getting shit on by.
No, but I mean, it's that same discovery of like a whole new genre where you're like, yeah, I was just getting like the tip of the iceberg of that on that genre, and this really motivated me because I got it in the same humble bundle as you, and I haven't touched it yet because like.
Go play Stellaris with me, please.
Yeah, I'd love to. I really want to play these games now because like they're fucking awesome.
You know what I love? Apparently, I didn't know this. Stellaris is my all-time favorite. I'm really glad you brought it up, by the way. All-time favorite strategy game, bar
Okay,
none.
I disagree. Go
I
on.
love it. No, it's okay if you disagree, because the reason why it's my favorite is purely subjective. It's mostly because I love the setting and just it's the one I grasped the most. I played the most. The most fond memories of. But I just love it. I love everything. I pre-ordered Federations. I've almost all the DLC except for Utopia. And what I found out, like a month ago, was that if I have DLC and I open a Steam lobby for my friends, they don't have to. They don't need the DLC.
Yeah,
they can have the DLC on my
That's
day.
such a bro move from the developer.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah.
So that makes me happy. It makes me big happy.
No, like the exact same reason you love Stellaris is why I love it.
Mm-hmm. It's the same makers, also Paradox. Paradox just makes cool games. Hearts of Iron is also very cool. Crusader Kings my second favorite. Crusader Kings 2, my second favorite.
I feel really I don't know how to feel about Crusader Kings. I
There's no one
I
coming.
don't think I've played this ever.
I really enjoy it, and I like the idea, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just not there, and they're releasing part 3 soon.
Okay, I'm gonna say something
Ish.
that's gonna trip everybody off.
Yeah.
This just looks like EO4 to me.
Yeah, it is, but it's earlier, and instead of a country, you are a family,
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
and there's it's like this little twist on the gameplay, which I really love. You know, just the idea, like, um, in the early medieval period, the entire what's it the well feudalism was based on loyalty and families and ties you have with people and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes that idea and it just puts it in a game in a way that works.
Yeah.
And it's so amazing. And you have to manage your inheritance country and all.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool. Where it's, you know, you have to make sure you get children. You have to make sure you don't get 20,000 children if your inheritance laws are set wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Or if your inheritance laws are set in such a way that everything goes to your oldest or youngest child, then all the other children will be pissed the fuck off. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
Are they actually gonna murder each other and stuff as well?
Yep.
yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah, you
I
can
I
actually.
that's
love
awesome.
I love Crusader Kings. I that's also a game that isn't really made. I don't think any strategy game is really made for roleplay, but I can't play Crusader Kings without role playing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
So much fun.
I love just also the greatest challenge to do is how bad can I fuck up the family tree?
Oh yeah, how
Like
how
try
much
to
incest
make
can I
how much incest can you put into one family tree?
Lord.
get? Yeah, and how long after putting in the incest can I keep the family tree going for?
Yeah.
And can I make a family of horses? That's, I mean,
Mhm.
yeah. If your character goes insane, I think there's this prompt where referencing Caligula, you can appoint your horse as a member of your council, and then you can marry your daughter off to your horse matrilineally, whatever, where the children will be of your dynasty, and then you have to kill off all the ones that aren't that don't come out with a horse face, and then a little bit of incest, and there you go, you've got a family of horses, and that's,
Jesus
I
Christ.
think, just that that's possible is
Yeah,
Makes
that's
it amazing.
hilarious.
so
Yeah.
nice.
Okay.
Oh, that's fantastic.
But isn't
Yeah.
Stellaris kind of made for roleplay?
Yeah, I think like that's I said what I said and then I started thinking about it. But I think strategy games inherently expect roleplay,
Yeah.
but because of that, they aren't made to facilitate roleplay, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah,
Ah, yeah,
I get
sure.
It's
that.
not made to
Mhm.
like help you in your roleplay, but it expects you to roleplay.
Well, I think
But also
inherently,
by aligning, right, inherently what we were talking about, by making the thing that is the most logical choice for you being also the most logical choice for your character. So you
Mhm.
kind of automatically roleplay.
And that
Yeah,
the world continues on even if you do nothing.
yeah, and especially, well, for me, EU4 is fresh. You set out with a series of goals you have to, and then you set out to achieve your own goals. You know,
Hmm.
you get the base situation, and you choose what you do, and that's, yeah, that's role play. So that's, and I think it's the same in Stellaris.
Right.
And Arthur froze again.
Yep.
I think in a month or so we can do like a compilation of him freezing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could.
Oh
Is he
yeah,
back?
yeah. That no. It's a second
Yeah, he's
freeze.
back.
Yeah, no, he's back.
No.
Oh, he's back. Oh yeah, okay, he's back.
All right, but yeah,
I don't know why, but my internet works fine until like after 11-ish, and then it just starts to fucky wucky, like real bad.
that's really
Child-friendly Arthur, fucky wucky.
So yeah.
All right.
all right. Is there anything else we want to discuss, or are we gonna say we've recorded about an hour
Hypotheticals?
of
Do we have
such-
We
hypotheticals,
have
or do we want to keep it?
50 minutes.
We have 50 minutes.
We can do some hypotheticals, probably.
Let's do some hypotheticals.
All right.
Yeah.
Misha, hit us with it.
Misha, hit us. Hit me,
Please,
baby,
Please
one more
waiting music
time.
in the meantime.
Oh, I love the hand cam.
Yeah, I
Look
know.
at this
It's the
hand.
exact same.
Look at those fingers.
Yeah, but the thing is, you have a hand cam with your built-in webcam. Like,
Yeah, but like, you
my
guys have
webcam is
basically
placed
my
on my
screen is
laptop.
fucking Nice. But that does mean my webcam is below my.
Okay, well, while we're waiting for the hypotheticals, I have a question for our viewers, if there are any, if they get this far. The fuck should I call this guy? Or woman, you may choose. It's an alpaca. Name him, her. Give it a name. And then I'll know.
All right.
I want to know.
Right.
Probably your girlfriend's gonna
Okay.
be the only one to respond to that one. I
I
mean,
was
hey.
gonna.
Probably.
I saw this coming by on Reddit the other day.
Yeah.
Would you rather take $100 bill every time you jerked off? Oh no,
Yeah.
sorry. Every time you orgasm,
hmm
or just $500,000 right now?
How is that a fucking question? Obviously, $100 bill every time I orgasm. I mean, that's.
But you have to.
I'm in
orgasm
quarantine.
a
That's
lot.
5 times a day. That's
but-
500 euros a day.
Oh, dance beast. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, no, honestly, I would take the $500,000 and just.
Yeah, I'm doing
invest
quick
it.
maths, and I think 500,000, because that's like
Yeah, I'm doing it right
Five-
now.
5,000 orgasms.
50,000.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
5,000.
Isn't it 50,000?
Wait, can't I do math?
No, half a million is 5,000,000, so that will be 5,000. 5,000 orgasms. So that means
Yeah,
that
yeah.
if you would orgasm every day, a year,
That's
It would
It
just
still
costs you
take,
13
like-
years.
Yeah, it's 5,000. Yeah,
I don't. I have like 70 more years to go.
Sure, but not
Like-
70 more years of orgasm each day.
no, but like you don't understand.
Watch
Each day,
me.
even the days you don't feel like it, even the days where you're plus, if you orgasm too frequently, too much, it ain't that healthy for you anymore. Like it's healthy to orgasm once in a period,
Corona also ain't healthy for
but
you. But here we are.
but too often. ain't
Legally, we have to claim that
Yeah,
Arthur
yeah,
is
no.
not a doctor.
So-
This is not medical advice.
I'll take 500,000 now.
yeah, and if
No,
you
I won't.
take $500,000 now and you invest it,
True.
you'll earn more money with $500,000 than masturbating every day.
Possibly.
Also, you'd have to save up for,
Unless you
for
invested
13
wrong.
years of masturbating before being able to spend that.
Yeah, so you have
Yeah.
13 years of hard work, not touching your money, and then you have 500,000. If you touch your money before the 13 years have passed, 13.6 years, by the way, then
Yeah.
you
But
know
then
you're
the
But
fucked.
like I have
comment
at
also made a good point.
least.
Where just imagine that you're hungry, and all you have to do to be able to order food is jerk off.
Well, what all I have to do to order
I would
food is
never
open
be
my app,
hungry,
and
that's
Or
just-
hungry.
But
if you have
but like
if you have
seriously,
500,000,
it's like if you're like shit, I'm struggling with rent and I've already spent the 500,000 I got like
Exactly.
50 years ago, and you're like, huh, why don't I just take a day off and just jerk it at home for like 5 times and then just here you go. Here's
that's true. You can.
Alright,
That's
alright.
true.
He does make a compelling
He
argument.
makes a point. If
So
you,
I would go for the 100, but it's close.
I don't know, but it's true that if you're really in need of money,
Like,
you can force yourself to take a day off and just pound it out like systematically.
yeah, but
Calculate
seriously, like,
what the optimal amount is, like how much time between orgasms you need, and have the optimal
like
timetable
seriously,
for this. Earn as much money as possible, like maybe even if you're lucky, pound out like $1,000 in a day, and then that would be optimal.
Yeah, and then you're like done for the month. Well, no, you'd have to do that 2 days in a month. You'd have to jerk off like 5 times
But it's for the
Yeah.
rest of your life, right? So it's just like it's like a handy gift to have.
Yeah.
Like it's
like
like
every
take
time-
a day off, and have like emergency
If
money.
you mess up,
Or
if
have
you
a lot
drive
of
too
money now.
fast, or if you just are really drunk and you be against your old school or something like that, just a purely
do that,
hypothetical
kids.
situation.
Or suspiciously specific.
But then you just and you get like a ticket in your mail, like, oh no, I have to pay $100. Well, here I go again. And it's just,
Whoa, let's go.
Yeah.
yeah,
Hold
but like
Hold up.
it's like free bailout money. Or like imagine you're sent to jail, okay, and like you want to bribe the guard.
They're like, you have no money. Oh yeah, watch me. Wait, this is a good question. Where does the money come from? Is it just like it appear, or does it get sent to you? Does it get deposited on a bank account? It's like,
Okay, so let's
if
say it
you're
just
in a jail
magically appears
and you
in your bank
jerk,
account.
do you have access to the money, or is it like in a bank account?
Let's
Or
say
is it
there's a trust fund
sent to you
somewhere.
via mail and thus never reaches you?
Let's say there's a trust fund somewhere. They somehow have a sensor or whatever, and if
My
you come, it
internet
just
is dead.
automatically transfer the money.
Sorry,
Or you
again,
just-
my internet died, so I heard nothing.
Oh no.
Uh-huh. Okay, well, we're also not gonna repeat it.
Oh well, fuck you then. Okay, I'll
Okay.
just watch our
No,
own
I was
podcast.
saying, imagine there's a
Just so you
trust fund somewhere, and they just put it into your account every time you.
Uh huh.
The fine for masturbating in public, if you don't get sent to prison, big if, in the Netherlands is 4,000 euros, roughly.
That's 40.
4,000?
It's 40. So if you get caught
Okay.
once, you have to do it 40 times to make it.
But like-
I was gonna say, you can masturbate in public wherever you want and be able to pay the fine, but you're not.
Nope.
No.
Not if you're,
Not even
unless you're like
close.
really fast, you just 40 times before you even get caught, and you're just like, yeah, here you go, goodbye. And
Yeah,
just
for
hope
like-
you don't get sentenced to jail,
Hey,
because like if you masturbate 40 times in public, there's a slight chance you might. And Arthur froze again.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you get sent to jail,
Hmm.
imagine how many times you can rub one out of.
Yeah, but like seriously, like you
I don't
have
think
your
you could,
homies.
though.
And depending on the definition of like getting the 100 euros, you'll have a fuck ton of money inside the jail.
Yes, exactly. And I mean, even if you are always sharing a cell with someone, you can just say like, "Oh yeah, just let me do this," and you get 25 euros from me, because
Yeah.
25 euros in jail is quite some money.
Yeah. So it's, I don't know.
See, it's honestly difficult.
No, but I would.
It's honestly
I
difficult,
would
but-
just take the 500,000. I could do I could literally buy a house.
Yeah, but
Straight up.
I think I'd go for the orgasm, but it's close because it just make it so much better.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's already great, but
Yeah.
it's just better.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, I just want to be set in life, and 500,000
Yeah. No, fair enough. Gets you pretty far.
helps. You know.
Like I know this is not how static classes work, but Arthur is kind of a static class.
I have
No,
one
Arthur's an
closing
abstract class.
idea for if
Yeah,
he's back.
Public
if he
static Arthur.
doesn't return then.
Public static abstract Arthur.
Ah.
Oh,
Hey, I
And he's
survived.
back.
I'm back. Yeah, my Wi-Fi no likey.
Oh.
no, okay.
I had one final idea for a closing segment,
Okay.
Okay.
which is where one person gives their top 5 without saying the category,
Oh.
and then everybody gives their top 5s in what they think the category is, and then you say the category at the end, and then or you say the category at the beginning of the next podcast,
Okay,
and then you know.
Okay. So who's gonna go
dying
first?
again. Nice. So, who
Arthur
wants to?
looks
Head of the
like
king.
again. Hoedje van de koning,
of the
stukje van
king.
de geit, pik van de koning.
Yeah, sorry, Arthur, you were
Yeah,
kind of
my-
lost.
yeah. Let me think. So, I have this idea, but I don't know if I have enough information for a top 5. I think like a top 3, but I don't know.
Top 3 is fine as well.
Okay, I am already gonna open
Let me
up
do
the
a fun
Cognito
example
tab.
though, just to see, like, just to set the stage. Because I might go pufferfish,
Oh, okay, we have a list.
shrimp, probably, or lobster actually. So pufferfish, lobster, lion. Yeah,
Wait, lion
Pufferfish,
as in like
lobster.
the big cat?
yeah, yeah.
Or... Oh, that's weird. So,
It's too late for this shit, dude.
Okay, so
pufferfish, shrimp, lion. Like, it can't just be
Yeah, but
overall
it doesn't matter.
animals, right?
You just have to, like, you have to give your top 3, and then you just go around. That's everything you do. You don't have to guess. You just have to give your top 3.
okay. So I would say octopus, eel, and tiger.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, I also have to go with octopus because, well,
Octopuses are
I mean,
amazing, bitch. They're amazing.
2 hearts, a beak, and it's squishy. How?
And 7 brains. More,
7
9 brains. 9 brains.
What?
Okay,
They have
and for the
their
exact opposite reason, my number 2 is gonna be a jellyfish because they have 0 brains. They have 0 bones. They have 0 hearts. They're just like, the only thing that differentiates them from plastic is that it's not made by humans. And I'm just gonna go for the regular old house cat.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
I love my.
Lionfish.
Ooh, smart.
Oh, is it? I think it's a manta ray. I think.
Manta ray.
manta ray. Manta ray is
Yeah,
manta rays
manta
are
ray.
cool.
And porcupine.
Ooh.
These are the animals we would least like to have near our dicks. Thank you for watching. We've been the Okay to Cry Entertainment team. See you next time.
Yeah.
Nice.